Didn't our lector do a great job on that first reading, that beautiful reading that tells us about the creation of the world? This week we're hearing passages from the book of Genesis. That's the first book of the Bible, and right at the beginning of that book tells the story of the creation of the world. But there's some interesting things. There's actually two accounts of the creation of the world, not one. And while they're very similar, there are significant differences. And, we always get into, people who we call creationists. So they take the story of Genesis very literally. And then I suppose on the other side, you have the Big Bang Theory and all sorts of other theories as to how creation happened. I was thinking of Pope John Paul II, who said, no matter how you believe, at one point there was nothing, and then there was something. And it is the author of all that is, God himself, that started the whole process of creating the world as we know it. And today we have this beautiful account. We heard the first 4 days yesterday, and today we begin with the fifth day of creation, as it is told to us in this account called the priestly account of creation. And it's the beginning of the fifth day that God moved from creating inanimate objects to living objects, from the air and the soil to those first creatures furthest away from the human world, the sea creatures who live deep beneath the waters, the sea-faring creatures. And then gradually we'd hear about the creation of animals. And then on the sixth day, the creation of the human person. Interesting, in this account, the man and the woman are created simultaneously. This does not have the account of the rib being taken from Adam. In this account, man and woman are created together. And then on the seventh day, God rests. He created a day of rest. And from the very beginning of creation, we realize a number of things. First of all, in the creation of the human person, we hear the word created 3 times. And in biblical theology, that means that's the most important, whenever something's repeated 3 times. That meaning that of all the creatures that God created, the human person was the most important. And he entrusted creation to the human person, and that we are to live in harmony with with all that God has created. And one of the ways we get harmony is creating a sense of balance in life. Even God himself needed to rest, and we too need to rest. We need to have a balance between all that we are doing and all that needs to be done with taking care of ourselves, making sure we make time for ourselves, that we rest and relax, that we're not constantly doing. And that's important for us because we live in a busy world, don't we? Every one of us have all sorts of things that need to be done. We all have certain projects that we're a part of, and all those things are important. But it's also important to take care of ourselves spiritually, emotionally, and physically. And as we reflect on this beautiful accounting of the beginning of the world, we praise God for his gift of creation, the wonderful gifts that we see and experience every day that ultimately were created by God himself. And we too follow in the footsteps of our God. We need to take a day to praise God, to keep holy the Sabbath, to rest and renew ourselves. We celebrate today this great retelling of creation, and hopefully today develop even more of an appreciation for all that God has given us.
Thank you for participating in the digital liturgy today. The digital ministry touches the lives of many people, as does almost 80 other ministries here at OLPH. Grateful for the community that connects to OLPH through this digital forum. It's unbelievable how many people are able to access the liturgy and other events because of this ministry. Please consider supporting OLPH. All of your sacrifices help to sustain this parish and to keep moving us into the future. Thank you very much and keep watching.